Welcome back to Cultivated. If you're new, this is my memoir in pieces, tracing what it means to grow up inside a fringe religious sect and then what it takes to make a life outside it. Today's piece is part 2 of my look at convention, which was the 2x2 annual summer pilgrimage. If you haven't read or heard part 1, you don't need to, but it's there if you're curious. After I shared part 1, a bunch of people chimed in on Facebook saying how they actually loved the food, which honestly, it made me laugh. It reminded me of just how different our memories can be, even when we're sitting at the same tables. So here's my version. Convention, part 2, the beige machine. Conventions were the annual pilgrimage of the 2x2 cult, a no-frills religious clan who believed joy was optional and beige was a lifestyle. After 3 meetings, 2 seatings of each meal, and an endless small group murmur, after yearning for an invite to crunch along the gravel road, after darkness settled in, after you'd braved the bathroom shed one last time, fingers crossed, you collapsed onto a mildewed mattress in a barn still whispering of cows and now crowded with humans. The restless shuffle of hundreds, snores, sighs, the odd sob lulled you to sleep, only to wake and repeat the grind. Summer camp was for other kids. We got spiritual boot camp, mastering patience, humility, and the art of scratching itchy tights in July without flashing forbidden zones. My job, because idle hands invite Satan, obviously, was in the dining shed, a machine of grim efficiency, churning out beige slop for hundreds with the charm of a prison canteen. Serving families was fine. Ladling industrial casseroles to workers, those solemn souls who thanked me with severe seriousness, their tone edged with judgment, eyes sliding past or through me, was a crash course in feigned busyness. Except I wasn't faking it. I poured coffee till my arms shook, hauled water jugs that rivaled my body weight, kept my face placid, while my inner heretic tallied who snubbed me outright and who blessed the vengeful deity tracking my sins instead of my service. These mute rebellions, they were my thin thread to sanity. But the real kicker wasn't the work or the tepid food. It was the loneliness. Conventions were a flood of spiritual kin, yet I floated alone. The born and raised 2x2 girls, sometimes we call them B&Rs, they traded giggles and pedigrees like Pokemon cards. I was the blank one they didn't bother to turn over. I had no generational cred, no pious lineage, just a heathen mom back at home savoring the silence. Smart lady. I wasn't prime friend material for the legacy youth. My crew was the other misfits, girls from split homes, or the cloutless fringes, one parent saved, the other hellbound by choice. We scribbled heresies in our required notebooks, jokes, crash lists, then scratched them out. Our choked laughs were a lifeline flimsier than those mattresses, less like sin and more like oxygen. We hovered on the edges, fumbling the unspoken rules, or tiptoeing past them, unsure if bangs or a denim skirt on Sunday were a rebellion or just a misstep. Worthiness droned through every meeting, a goal both crystal clear and impossibly out of reach. Our whispered alliances, giggles swapped with girls in the same chokehold, were fragile, fading like dew when convention ended. Conformity wasn't optional. It was law, hair, hems, shoulders, all under the relentless scrutiny from eyes that radiated disappointment without twitching. You learned to decode the unsaid, a survival skill when the rule book stayed unwritten. To be seen was to risk ruin. To melt into the beige haze was to breathe. I begged my mom for more dresses, vetoed her chic picks for shapeless sacks that whispered atonement, not allure. Invisibility was my late blooming talent, honed fast. My sanity depended on it. It hung on it. Convention life was a masterclass in isolation dressed as unity. We slept in neat rows, trudged through carbon copy days, but beneath the surface, our private despairs bubbled, each with its own burn. 5 days left me spiritually wrung out, physically spent, and starkly aware that the God we'd groveled to seemed at best bored with our itchy obedience. Yet I was hauled back year after year, a kid with no say, clutching drab dresses and a hope that frayed thinner each summer. My skepticism swelled beneath the hymns, sharper with every message the workers shared. The devoutest thing about me wasn't my prayers. It was how I endured, mistaking suffering for salvation until the day I'd run. Thanks for listening. If this piece stirred something in you, maybe you've lived a version of it, or maybe you're just curious, I'd love it if you shared it with someone who might feel less alone hearing it. You can subscribe to Cultivated for more stories like this. And if you've got thoughts, you're always welcome to leave a comment or message me. I read them all, and I appreciate them so much.